Here we are then, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Motive Racing YouTube channel. Apologies for the little delay getting going here tonight. My computer, well, if you can call it that, it's basically just doesn't, it's forgotten how to be a computer. But nonetheless, we're here for the third race of the season, round two of the season here at Ruapuna Park. We obviously kicked off last week out at Monza Short. We're about to go racing here for the sprint race. 20 minutes over Ruapuna Park ahead of us. The 5 lights are on and it's lights out and away we go. It's a good start from Aussie Albie from pole. Better than Mate Gaming, who was a little bit slow off of the line. John Boy there in third place has got WSR CJ looking to his inside, but also Lightblade there coming in to challenge them as well. John Boy down the middle. You can see Lightblade there trying to get it down the inside into turn one, sorry, around the outside even, but WSR CJ keeping it there pinned to the inside line. Aussie Albie, the lead coming through turns 1 and 2 ahead of Mate Gaming. John Boy looks like he's being boxed in a little bit here. Mate Gaming trying to go around the outside and always very, very close there. Mate Gaming manages to squeeze back around the outside of WSR CJ. John Boy though into P2 as WSR CJ's lost out to Lightblade. Lightblade up into 4th place as we can still see Aussie Albie leading the race. And Ryan, that was a pretty comfortable start there from Aussie Albie.
Yeah, it was. He got off the grid pretty cleanly and just left the guys behind, left them sitting ducks.
Yeah, he really did. Aussie Albie, a man who goes very well around this circuit. We know he likes Ruapuna Park. He's an Aussie, so this one not too far away from home, obviously. Originates from Australia, but racing out of the UK and New Zealand, not too far away from his homeland, so he'll be pretty familiar with this circuit. But nonetheless, John Boy running in 2nd place. Got Mate Gaming still hassling. Oh, as John Boy had a bit of a slide there, coming through that right-hander. Here they come then, down towards the end of the first lap, and we've got Lightblade there, very wide. Yeah, oh, and that was It's Your Boy. Was it?
I see him.
CMC, sorry. Going very wide there, coming through the penultimate corner. And John Boy
making a move on Aussie there.
Yeah, he is. He's looking to the inside, but the thing is, you get better run out on the wider line out through the last corner, so Aussie was able to get a better traction out the corner. But John Boy's now coming at him. Here we go. Mate Gaming's going to make it too wide here as John Boy backs out of it. Now Aussie Albie's going to have Mate looking up his inside. Oh no, and Mate's taxing around. I think John Boy's lost it. John Boy in the slipstream behind him has lost the rear end and he's dropping positions after positions after positions here. Aussie is still out in front. Mate Gaming's lost out to WSR CJ. WSR CJ capitalising on that. Goes from 4th to 2nd there. And he's got Mate now still on the back of him, so Mate hasn't dropped out of it completely there. As we see Lightblade ever so wide again there coming through that left-hander. Really struggling through that corner before the hairpin. But yeah, not the start to this race that John Boy would have needed in any way, shape or form after his win in the feature race last week at Monza Short.
No, definitely not. He got a bit unlucky there. I think Mike just locked the rear up and John Boy was just trying to make a move, but with the smoke screen that he got, he just had nowhere to go and he ended up locking the rear up as well.
Mate getting really wide there as he came through into the final sector of this lap. He's trying his damnedest here to keep onto the back of Jay. Aussie Albie still doing what he has to do, keeping it cool out the front. He's driving a really solid brace as WSR CJ gets really heavy onto the curb there. That is a lethal curb. Right, and I'm sure we both know too well. I know very well from a GT3 league here on this game. If you get on that a little bit wrong, then see you later, basically. You're pretty much doomed as soon as you get sideways on that thing.
Yeah, it's this track alone is just a bit of a nightmare with the curbs. It's like this coming into this corner here, you're turning whilst braking, and this is why we saw that lock up and spin out from Mike and John Boy there. Mike actually getting away with that one on the last lap.
Lightblade here looking to the inside.
Lightblade looking to the inside. But this is one of the corners that I've always struggled with, is coming over that bend. As you see Jay there doing what I usually do and going on 2 wheels, and you are off into the grass as soon as you get on 2 wheels.
Here goes Mate Gaming trying to look around the outside into the hairpin. Big lock up there from Aussie Albie as he's watching this cavalry charge behind him. As Mate Gaming's now trying to keep himself there ahead of Lightblade. Lightblade was having a look but thought better of it. As in the background of this, you've also got Potter Brown, who's got John Boy really hassling the back of him in the battle for 6th and 7th places, but they're right on the back of the lead back here. Mate Gaming was looking, wasn't he, as we got Lightblade now trying to push Mate Gaming out, but Lightblade thinks better of that one as he had to get the space to Mate Gaming on the outside, Mate Gaming with that preferred line. WSL CJ tucks in for the time being. Aussie Albie still keeping it behind, and here goes here goes Lightblade even on Mate Gaming, looking up the inside through the right-hander, as we've got Jelram here looking very racy behind these, and by this time in this race so far is Jelram has kept himself there, hasn't been really getting in too much trouble or trying to make too much of a nuisance of himself. He's just kept himself very consistent. In the meantime, though, Jay's looking down the inside of Aussie Albie. Side by side coming out of the last corner. They're going to be side by side down the straight as well. And Aussie Albie, they're getting the better run once again. Should have the straight line speed coming down the start-finish straight. But Jay is making this difficult for him.
Yeah, Jay's very aggressive into battles, and he's looking like to shove out Aussie here, but Aussie trying to... Oh, Aussie and Jay have just made a bit of contact, and Jay is...
Oh, Aussie Albie did really well there to get that stop, Ryan. I got to say, he did absolutely superbly, because his trajectory there was going to be just absolutely T-boning into the side of Lightblade, and he actually slammed the brakes on and stopped himself in time. Jay's now got the lead as Lightblade's looking to the outside, gives him a tap in the ribs.
Two spinning behind that is Jalram and John Boy. John Boy went for a move there, and Jalram covered it off, and it was a bit too late for John Boy to get past it.
John Boy lost the rear as he was trying to recover it. Lightblade, though, looking racing on the back of WSRCJ. A couple of drivers have fallen by the wayside. John Boy and Aussie Albie, the two who were 1 and 2 at the end of the first lap, now down in the mid-pack, but it's currently, well, I say the mid-pack, they're right on the back of the leaders still. It is so tight here at Ruapuna tonight. It's typical Clio Cup racing here on Project Cars too, but it's Jay from Lightblade, mate, gaming in the background, and you've got Aussie now lining up a move here on Pop the Brown, but doesn't look like he's been able to make anything happen just
had
there
to let off
so
there
far.
Slightly.
Yeah, as we can see, Jelwan was very wide there onto the curb, that lethal bit of curb there. Aussie Albie's making a move.
The inside, down inside. He's going to make a move. When you get this corner perfect, you can get a really good exit and you can pull away, which he has done that there. You can see that he's put a 0.3 of a second gap. But the Brown is going to be right on his tail down the straight, and he might make a move back ahead into the corner. We're going to jump back up to the front as there's looking like a battle ahead as Mike's trying to look down the inside of Lightblade. Oh, Lightblade is the outside. No, Lightblade and Jay are now battling, and now Lightblade's had to back off, and it gives Mike back to P2.
Lightblade just tagged the curb a bit coming through turn 2, and that forced him to get out of it. Jay,
very wide.
Very wide there as Mate Game is looking to try and pounce on this. Into the hairpin they come. But Lightblade had to back out coming through turn 2. He got all over the curb and he had to just let off because WSLCJ was right in front of him. There. That allowed Mate Game around the outside. But Jay there living dangerously as none of these drivers seem safe at the moment. Mistakes are happening left, right and centre. John Boy.
Aussie's side by side with Pot the Brown at the moment, coming through the S's.
Yeah, he's
just done it.
Made it. Yeah, John Boy's right on the back of Joram as well. 5 cars now battling out the front. Aussie and Pot the Brown have both dropped off at the lead pack a little bit here. But you've got John Boy now looking down the inside of Joram in towards the third to last corner. Thinks better of that one at the moment. Oh, Jay ever so wide again. And despite leading this race, he's got the pace, but he's making little mistakes, and that's going to cost him if he keeps doing it.
Don't forget about John Boy, though, because John Boy is getting a bit of clean air. He could be able to pull this back in with these 5 battling away for this lead.
Absolutely, yeah, he's going to be there, Johnny on the spot, as here goes Lightblade.
Now, look.
The thing is, though, Ryan, is that when you're on the inside coming through that last corner, you scrub so much speed trying to get the car turned that you actually end up getting a poor exit, and so being on the outside is an advantage down the start-finish straight. But here we go, Mate Game now looking to the outside of WSLCJ.
Jay,
a bit of a wiggle.
Struggling with that front end there, coming in through this turn 1. He's struggling with trying to keep that front down, as we might see him hit this sausage again and go flying.
Oh,
there we go, he's done it again. He's really pushing now.
You really called it there, but he's just doing just enough to cover Mate Gaming off, and Mate looking to the inside once again. That might leave him vulnerable to Lightblade, but Joram is sending one on Lightblade, pushes him a bit wide. Lightblade off onto the grass. Joram here moving up 2 places in the space of 1 corner. A little bit naughty from Joram, but he makes it happen. And well, Lightblade might have something to say about that. Bit of Rubbings racing maybe, or do you reckon that was a little bit below the belt there from Joram?
I don't know. It's a hard corner to get into. You come out of that long left, that fast left-hander, and you end over the curb.
Make
Mike's
wide.
just running a little bit wide there. But
yeah, John Boy
as you come
takes
into
the
that
podium spot.
hairpin, you can always get a bit deep, or you go a bit tight, and you end up just tapping someone. And it's what we saw when we was doing all this pre-season testing with these guys. That it's always a bit of a struggle coming through that corner. Is Lightblade, or is that John Boy?
John Boy trying to go around the outside and Make Gaming, but I think Lightblade's going to capitalise. No, John Boy just about gets the exit and we'll have the slipstream off of Make Gaming, but Those two are having a great tussle as
Just
they're
want
coming
to
through the final
see
sector.
how Jay is coming through this corner because we've seen him struggle with that front end as he comes into the braking zone.
It's when he hits that
See,
apex, he keeps tagging this next corner, turn 2 or turn 3, not really sure. The turn 1's
this is
kind of like
this has got
one
to be a
corner.
kink. So yeah, count that as a turn two, second turn.
Yeah, so it's this curve every lap, like you said, Ryan. Let's see how he does it. He stays well off of it this time.
Oh, Joram well wide, and that was going to put Joram. Joram just looks like he gained a little bit of time there.
In the background, Lightblade trying to defend from John Boy. John Boy's trying to come back at him, but these 5 cars out the front currently doing what they have to do at the moment, and Aussie Albie no match for these leaders. Well, he's yeah, but he's too far away.
He's got 10. It's just under 10 minutes to close to these front 5 as they are battling for position now.
To be fair, Aussie Albie only down in P6 because of that little incident that he had. But if it wasn't for that, he would be right in the thick of it. But maybe he can capitalise on these guys tripping over each other, potentially making a few mistakes. They're going to be slowing each other down if they're battling, and that could bring him back into this. But Jay looking like he's starting to just turn up the tempo. But doesn't say that. Oh, he gets away with that one, didn't he?
There's the top 3 wide coming out of that fast left-hander coming into the final corner. They took a bit too much curb on the inside and ended up well out on the outside. But we've now got a battle for P8.
Yeah, we have Part Pooper X, AC Boy Squash, CMC, and DJ Phil running pretty close. So you got battles throughout the field here at the moment. Obviously you got the front 5, and then Aussie's running in no man's land, so is Potner Brown, but it's looking like an interesting one at the back. But let's go back to the lead pack here as we've got Mate Gaming currently right behind Joram, but WSLCJ, I said at the end of the previous lap, just before we made the mistake coming to the final sector, he seems to be turning it up.
There and he's lost the back end.
Yeah, he still kept it, but he's starting to turn it up a bit now, is Jay. This is the part of the track where he seems to be very strong. As I say that, Joram just closed about 0.3 of a second in him in one corner there. So Jay just making a couple of mistakes there. But yeah, at this point, it's looking like Aussie Albie is dropping off a little bit. He's now 4.5 seconds adrift of these 5. So whether he's got a bit of damage or not.
My game is off track. He's now made contact with Lightblade on the outside, and is that going to push Lightblade behind slightly a bit?
Yeah, it's going to definitely hold them off a bit, which is going to give Jay and Joram a chance to maybe stretch it out. But this once again, Jay is mighty quick through this middle sector here. He's got the gap at just under a second here. He was over a second for a moment.
6th to last corner.
He was, yeah. But Jay seems to be really, really quick through this middle sector, and he's got the gap at almost a second as they're coming out of the final corner. And yeah, it just seems to have a bit of a cushion at the moment. 0.7 of a second, you might not think that's much, but in these Clios, 0.7 is quite a big gap. To be fair, you're certainly not in passing range if you're 0.7 behind. But nonetheless, Lightblade does his personal best lap of the race there, and he's now within a second of the lead. 4 cars separated by 0.8 of a second as we see a massive lock up there. As Joram is looking on the outside of Jay, but he's stuck behind Jay. He's trying to defend from Mate, and he's trying to attack on Jay. What does Joram do? He's fighting a war on 2 fronts right now, as Jay once again struggling through that corner. Every lap, he just can't get it right. He just does not seem to have a grip of that left-hand bend.
Yeah, Joram just struggling a little bit of trying to get this move done on Jay with Jay's mistakes, but Jay decides to show that he's got a bit of pace through this second sector. He can pull 0.8 of a second or so.
In the background, Lightblade had a bit of a moment there as he was behind them, but he got away with it. He just tagged the curb a bit. Joe, I'm very wide there. That could allow Mate to have a look. No, not at the moment. But yeah, at this point, it's just literally follow the leader at this point. It doesn't really look like there's too much chopping and changing going on. Jay wasn't as quick through that middle sector this time around as he has been on the previous couple of laps, and Joram there just gained a couple of tenths on him coming through that left hander before the final corner.
Really pushing his car now. He's trying to make this move happen, and if you can get this corner right, which he's actually got it near on perfect, that's what you really want to do. Is you want to have that power down early, and you can run wide because there's those a little bit extra bit of tarmac on the outside. And
the thing is though, Mate Gaming got an even better exit, and he's now looking to the inside. And they are going to be side by side. The thing is, the inside's a tricky place to be. Joram thinks better of fighting that one. Oh no, Joram's lost it! He gets a big bit of oversteer there. Yeah, he was trying to give space to Mate Gaming on the inside. Gave him a bit too much respect. and ended up having to overcorrect it to stay out of his way. Joab now has lost time, and he's going to be maybe losing out to Aussie Albie here. You see on the timing screen, Aussie Albie is now right on the back of Joab, but what was a 5-car fight for this lead is now a 4-car battle for first place here at Ruapuna, and Joab now wide onto the curb. Aussie Albie will be smelling blood, and potentially a top 5 finish here.
So they come out of this hairpin, it looks so slow when they're coming up the through the S's there.
Yeah, it really does. But we can see here, John Boy now on the hunt here. He's managed to get himself back in a potential race fighting position here. Had the mistake earlier on. He dropped about 3 or 4 seconds behind, but he's kept at it. And similar to last week in the sprint race at Monza Short, similar thing happened to Jay. Jay dropped off for the leaders a bit, but with the leaders battling, he was able to chip away and bring himself back into contention. John Boy's done a similar thing here. He's just made the most of the guys in front of him, just tripping over each other a little bit, and he's kept it cool and he's kept pushing. And John Boy seems to be the quickest man out there at this point. Much like Jay was the quickest man at Monza Short, John Boy seems to be definitely the man to beat here in terms of overall pace tonight. But coming out of the line.
Jay's got something inside of his car when he is in race mode. He just chips away at time, and I was first hand noticing that last week, obviously with me racing in the Clios. Unfortunately, I've had to pull out with the pedal issue, but it's hard for me to compare what happened last week to this week. But
or Mike Gaming wide.
Yeah, Mike Gaming very wide there, over the curb, and lifted himself up slightly. It's now giving Lightblade the try. Lightblade down the inside. Can John Boy make a move here? John Boy's going to look to go to P3. Is he going to be able to hold him, or is Mike going to squeeze him out a little bit?
No, Mike's got it covered there, but Lightblade there, very opportunistic there, making the most of his opportunity.
For the switch back here.
He is, but Mike's on a little
wide
wide.
Line, can he be able to get the inside line? No, Mike's covered that off.
Yeah, good driving there from Mike in the end.
Joab's just pulled away from Aussie here. Aussie's looking like he's just dropping off slightly. He's hoping for a better start with this reverse grid for the second race.
Yeah, as it stands,
as Mike is very wide.
Oh yeah, he is really. But looks as though John Boy's
massively there.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. Must have made a mistake in the middle sector, or something must have happened to him. So it's now it's really a three-way battle for this lead. Jay still got it. Lightblade's still hunting him. And Make is still clinging to the back of him, but what a shame there for John Boy, as he was setting some fast lap times, but he would have lost a couple of seconds on that lap there. Yeah, you see a 1:33.7, so he has lost 2.4 seconds to Lightblade. He's lost 2 seconds to the race leader Jay, but Lightblade here on a charge, starting to get into it a little bit here, starting to pick up a little bit of confidence and speed here in the latter stages of this race. Has Lightblade timed his charge here to perfection in this race, lap 12, and we've had a retirement from the race. CMC's out of the race. CMC is retired from the race, so he is out of this one. But Lightblade looking to the outside of WSRC. Jay coming into the hairpin. Jay runs a little bit wide, and Make Gaming now sending one down the inside. Lightblade there being very courteous, giving him the space. He'll have the inside for the next section of the track. Make Gaming still there, thinks better of going around the outside, and tucks back in for the time being. That was a hairy moment for Lightblade, but he survives it. But that's given Jay precious time out the front, as he's now got a 7/10 of a second lead over these two.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know if that's a graphic glitch there with the wheel shaking, but Jay has got a little bit of a breathing room. But Lightblades, you can't sign him off for getting P2 here, because Lightblade has been very consistent and he has got the pace to beat Jay if he wants to. For
sure, Lightblade just needs to bring it, just needs to step it up a gear. We know he's got that in his locker when he really needs it, but has he got the grit and determination to bring it out right now? We've got 1 minute 33 on the clock, 1 minute 31, 1 minute 30 now. So this is going to be the last lap of the race. We've got just under the time that it takes to do a lap around this Ruapuna Park circuit. So this is going to be the final lap. So Lightblade's got to make this happen now. It's now or never here for our man racing out of Swansea, but originally from England. And he's got work to do. He's really got to pull the rabbit out of the hat here. Make Gaming in the background, just watching this unfold, but I think he's a little bit too far away, unless Jay and Lightblade trip over each other.
Slightly there. This giving the chance to Lightblade to try and make a little bit of a lunge. Jay's gone deep. Lightblade's looking down the inside. Can he make it here?
Jay had a bit of a lock-up coming into the corner, but Lightblade not able to do anything. Lightblade flashing his lights there. Bit of bravado coming out here from Lightblade. Trying to get into Jay's head a little bit, distract him if he can, but Jay's standing firm to it at the moment. He's not being phased. He's not being distracted in any way, shape or form by Lightblade. Lightblade's going to have to send one, or he's going to have to try and outfox him here in the final sector of the lap. The gap down to 0.2 of a second. Lightblade's coming here. Jay's got to park his car in all the right places. Here we come, coming through the final few corners here at Ruapuna Park for the sprint race, race 3 of the season here for the Clio Cup Motive. Lightblade's been throwing the kitchen sink at Jay, but I think that Jay's going to just do enough. Just this final corner to go, this left-hander in the background, John Boy very wide. He's going to be bringing it home for 4th place, dropping off the podium right at the end. Mate Gaming's going to be a valiant 3rd place here in this race, but it's WSRCJ coming out of the final corner here for the first race of the evening here for the Clio Cup. It's going to be the win number 2 for the season here for WSRCJ. Great stuff from him. Lightblade brings it over in 2nd place. Mate Gaming 3rd, completes the podium. John Boy 4th in the end after dropping off, making that mistake a couple of laps from home. Joel Ram could have been, what could have been for him, P5. Aussie, pole position for the race, didn't work out for him. P6, he'll be a force to be reckoned with in the feature race, though. You can bet on that.
Getting a bit close for the final corner. It looks like it's going to be Potter Brown to come across the line in P7.
Yeah, it is. Part Pooper there is going to lose out in that battle there. So those two over the line to complete the race. DJ Phil coming out. Up towards the line comes DJ Phil, regular here at Motive in all of our leagues. Always shows up, always gives it his best. Good stuff. Good to see you, Phil. It's your boy squashed him. Racing is a very late stand in reserve tonight for the Clio Cup. So fair play to him. Thanks for jumping in and making up the numbers, mate. Hopefully keep with us for the second race, as you will be starting on pole position. So that's definitely a bit of incentive there. But nonetheless, guys, we're going to go to a short break. We're going to end this stream. We're going to be jumping onto a new one pretty shortly. So, join us in a sec. We'll be posting that link on the Discord server. And we'll be tagging everybody once again. So, stay tuned. We'll be back very, very shortly.